What's going on with you, my brother? You came through to make this quick cameo real quick, get the people something what they need. I thought that was you for a minute, Larry. That looked like you when you was younger, brother. That brother looked like you a little bit when you was younger. What's up, my man?
Nah, I'm just passing through. I'm down in the jewelry store trying to get my work on, you know what I'm saying? I couldn't be on this block and know that I'm on this block and you was down here and not come through and say what's up. You know what I'm saying?
Peace and black power, family. Welcome to another Sarnetta TV House of Consciousness production. Okay, family, I bring to you our brother, Larry. Larry has come, and he is now coming with new information on his end. The Moors been saying this. Brother Lord Abba and Ty Tariq Bey and Roz Bey and Brother Phil Moore, you know, the red pill, the blue pill, they've been saying this. So what I want y'all to understand is Larry is saying that the slave trade really didn't take place. That was not really going on. They lied to us in the history books. Alright? So without any further ado, I bring to you our brother, Larry.
Now, to Star City, Virginia, ATL, Georgia, Frederick, Maryland, and New York,
and Princess Lanita,
and Sarnetta TV. Sarnetta. What I'm saying is that when you look, see, sometimes we get emotional about things, right? And we use language that describes us as just victims. You understand? One boatload of white people sailed to Africa. They couldn't bring the big boat to the shore, so they had to get out and get in a little boat, right? Mm-hmm. So now a little boat full of white people came to Africa. Now we had empires with warriors and soldiers, right? Mm-hmm. So now you have to explain to me how one boatload of white people came to a place with an empire with warriors and soldiers and just lined people up and marched their ass for miles, right? In plain view of everybody, because there was no stealth. There was nowhere to hide. You march in a column of people, you have to stop to eat.
Just give them 3 for 20.
You understand? It's not real. But what is real is that they went and did business with markets. And in those markets, they were selling people. That's just real. You understand? And as more commerce occurred, they were selling more people. Now, when they got into conflicts with those Europeans, I'm not saying the Europeans ain't put the smash on them when they and took their ass too, but they was doing business. The only thing that you have to remember, and this is so poignant that it smacks them in the face when they talk that crazy shit about the white man came and stole us, right? All of the damn slave fortresses, all of the castles, the guns is pointing out into the water. So if they was fighting off Africans to steal Africans, the guns would have been pointing inland. You understand? The guns was pointing in the water because other Europeans was jacking other Europeans for their shit. They was.
Okay, so now I have a question. So now let me ask you this question. Either Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad, Dr. John Henry Clark, Minister Louis Farrakhan, either they lied to us or they just didn't have the knowledge and information at hand that we have today. When they say that the white man went into Africa, kidnapped us, enslaved us, put us on the chains in the slave ship, you saying that our own people sold us to them. Go help me out.
I'm going to help you out,
help
right?
People out.
I'm going to help you out. Have you ever heard the term hyperbole?
Yes.
Okay. Hyperbole is when you exaggerate something, right, in order to make a point, right? Now, there came a time when you had white pirates doing pirate shit. But the triangular slave trade, the transatlantic slave trade was fueled by trade. You understand? It wasn't fueled by conquest. It was fueled by trade. Them motherfuckers was doing business. You understand? The fact that you have trading states in West Africa, right? With people that still holding wealth from them goddamn trades from a couple of 100 years ago, just like Europeans passed fucking wealth down through their family, they passed wealth down through their family too. You understand? This is why you see wealthy families in Africa. This goes back. They don't stop playing games. You understand? This ain't no hocus pocus shit. You got people, they was kings, they family kings, they sons is princes, they daughters is princesses, and that shit goes right down the damn line. They pass musicians. It's hereditary in Africa. If you a music, you see famous musicians, right? It's rare that you see one whose father wasn't a musician, whose grandfather wasn't a musician, whose great-grandfather was a musician. They hand that down for hundreds of years. You understand? This is why they be so skilled with the drums and shit. That's all they do. That's what you was born to be this. It's handed as hereditary. You understand? Wealth also is hereditary. It passed down. Just like what they did to us was they disconnected us from our lineage, from being able to pass shit down. They separated children from their lineage. They removed the children from the fathers and the mothers. You understand? And it created that plantation environment where you had children running amok, and they didn't really belong to any one particular person. You didn't know who the father was. Any one of the mothers would supervise them. You understand? And you see the same shit today. When you walk into one of them badass schools and you see a bunch of badass little kids in there and they running over the males, soon as a black woman walk in there, they shut the fuck up. It's that plantation psychology. We just passing it from generation to generation. It's called transgenerational trauma. You understand? It's being passed down in the culture. This is why you still have people in those churches. When they get to acting fool, they act just like they did on the plantation when they was told you didn't have to work today. You understand? They start hooping and hollering and dancing and shit, and talking fake African. That's talking in tongues. Blah, 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 blah. Because once upon a time, our ancestors spoke languages that they don't remember. And they didn't remember on those plantations, but when they thought they was getting the feeling and they wanted to reach and say how real it was, they were talking tongues. You know what I'm saying? In a language that you couldn't understand because this was supposedly inspired language. It's unintelligible to you because you're not an initiate. You know what I'm saying? It's game.
Let me ask you this. So let's say, presuming you are right and 100% dealing with this history, that means our history books have been lying to us as well. When you read in black history books and our children are in school learning that the white man, the European came over there, put them in chains and drugged them on us. Why is that? Is that trying to put fear into our babies, brother?
No, but what it does is it reinforces the reality that has been systematically and purposely perpetuated in this society, right? The idea that white people enslaved black people is ludicrous. That didn't happen, right? That's some bullshit. The truth of the matter is, just like you have business in America. See, what I need people to do is I need them to stop listening for sound bites. You understand? Stop listening for sound bites. Stop listening for catchwords. I say, oh, Brother Larry said white people didn't enslave black people. Right. You know what I'm saying? Don't listen to catchwords. Understand the content of what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, just like you see business in America today, turn the camera around. Okay? It would be absurd. It would be asinine to say that white people run business in America, because white people don't run business in America. There are white people who run business in America, but white people on the whole don't have shit. You understand? It's always been that way. You understand? There has always been only a very small percentage of white people who had money and who had property and who owned shit. That's why they came up with that shit about your ass had to have property and be a white man in order to vote. That was excluded all the white people who ain't had shit. You understand? That allowed a few of them white people to control everything. You understand? This is game we dealing with. I tell y'all all the time, mind games and tricks. You have to not only just see what's being shown to you, but you have to see how it really works. You understand? And how it really works is just like you have all these white people talking about the 1% own everything. You understand? Well, the 1%, that's just the wealthy white folks. There's always only been a percentage of them. You understand? So now, our problem has always been with them poor ass white people, the ones we call poor white trash or poor crackers. Why? Because they were envious of blacks even during enslavement. When blacks were enslaved in this country, poor white people were jealous. They were jealous because the enslaved black people were doing better than the poor white people that was free. You understand? The poor white people that was free in here was on their own. They didn't have no welfare system, no social system, no Medicare, no nothing. They was just on their damn own. You understand? So they looked at the black people and they said, if it wasn't for them, we could be them. Because they remembered they ass was the first slaves. Now, I'm not telling you that that was an envious position to be in. I'm just giving you the psychology of this asinine racism that exists between them poor whites and blacks.
Okay. Once again, you're listening to Brother Larry, a.k.a. Realism-ism, is here today, brother, and he is giving y'all some realism-ism for your ass. Now, being that you saying that slavery didn't actually go down the way they said it did, can you give us a demonstration on how it went down, brother?
Okay. This one I like. This is like a right cross for my little brothers that be talking that gangster shit, that militant shit, that they couldn't have slaved me, I'd have fucked master up shit. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right now today, there's over 2 million slaves in America. You understand? Freeze, nigga, don't move. You put your motherfucking hands up, you get cuffed, you go to jail. That's slavery. You got 2 million slaves in America, right? Some of the most toughest, fiercest individuals that I know, ass in jail. You understand? Ass enslaved. Ass in there working, making license plates and shit, right? So white corporation could sell that shit for a profit. It's slavery, right? When I say brothers be talking shit, right? It's like we talk shit. You know what I'm saying? So don't think that the brothers back in the days didn't talk shit. You understand? In fact, that was one of the reasons they was trying to put the smash on us. Brothers was trying to start some shit by talking shit. Yo, man, we it's just two of them. Let's get them. You know what I'm saying? This is how you got rebellions going. You didn't have rebellions going because everybody was like, fuck that, I ain't going for this. You have people who are afraid. Today, you have people who fear for their life over the smallest shit. Simple shit. They get nervous and can't move. You understand? It's the same way back in the days. You had some people, once they shook you, once they seen that whip hit that flesh and tear through that flesh, you had a lot of people get shook right there. I can't deal with that. I'd rather pick the cotton. You know what I'm saying? That's just real. You understand? But then you had others that said, fuck that. I could take that. I'm going for this. Like Frederick Douglass, like Nat Turner. You know what I'm saying? So now, when you're dealing with the psychology of this, we're still dealing with the psychology of this. Understanding that you're dealing with the psychology of this, everything in this market concerning our people is psychological. They use our culture against us to make wealth. All of our cultural manifestations here, whether they call it jazz or bebop or hip hop, we didn't call it that. They called it that so they could package that shit and sell it. You understand? That's actually insulting to refer to our art form as bebop, hip hop. You understand? Jazz. It's not music, it's jazz. Those things are connotative. And what they do is they kind of diminish the actual power of the art being created by our people. You understand? When you look at the actual monetary value of our art, it's worldwide. All throughout the planet, people imitate our art. Whether they speak the same language that we do or not. They turn our art into their art in their language, but you know it's still our art. The art produced by our people, whether it's our children or our elders, it's still coming from our culture. The fact that you still have individuals who will tell you that, oh, blacks in America don't have no culture. You understand? Who claim to be conscious. You have individuals who will point to other countries and say, wow, that's culture, and not really understand that the only reason you can tell the difference between them and you is because your culture is different. You understand? Everything about you is culture. Now, we say, well, this culture was produced here under the yoke. It's still ours. It's still different from the mainstream culture. That's why you can tell the difference from the mainstream culture. That's why when a white person sings like a black person in America, we say, oh, she sound like a sister, or he sound like a brother. They call it blue-eyed soul because there's a difference. You understand? People don't want to acknowledge the reality. The reality is you have some of us who try to be like some of them, and some of them. Why you trying to diss Jabari like that? Damn, man. Damn, man. Damn, man. The effects of white supremacy. The effects of white supremacy. The effects of white supremacy. Some people fall and some people. Yeah, the effects of white supremacy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's the effects of white supremacy.
Let me ask you this. Take a walk with me right here. Come here, right here. Talk to me about the psychology of our brothers that come here from Africa. They come all the way across the water and they wash the white man windows. What's up with that, man? Talk about that psychology.
All right, we gonna go in. This is my brother right here.
That's our brother, Poppy.
This is my brother right here. All right. So now, no. What you have to see, you understand? Because look where they put them at, on display in the market, right? You see them in the markets. You see them on Fordham Road. You see them on 125th Street. You see them on 3rd Avenue. You see them on 134th Street. You see them in the marketplace. You understand? So now in the marketplace, let me show you what they've done.
I'm zooming in on them while you talk.
In the marketplace, what they've done is they've created that that porch monkey. You understand? You see in the South where you see on the lawns, you see the little black jockey with the shit. They've created that, Sarnetta, in this market. That's a symbol of their market. That's who's cleaning up their market. You understand? Mm-hmm. And this is why you see it's primarily and predominantly darker skinned brothers from West Africa. You know what I'm saying?
Let me ask you this one now. I want to stay on the topic of slavery because that's... You are now, I think Lord Abba has finally got to you because the Moors been saying this for a long time, that slavery really didn't go down this way. The Moors and Lord Abba been talking like that for a long time. So I think it's finally trying to sink in. Lord Abba, I'm going to give you credit on this one, brother.
No, see, they're under a different, they're mistaken, right? See, when I say it didn't happen like they tell you, what I'm saying, I'm not saying it didn't happen. You understand? I'm saying that what's being done, right? Sarnetta, our people. All right, I'm gonna take the bullet for this one, right? Some of the blindest fucks walking around America. You understand? We got former enemies coming in and they just embrace them. You understand? They don't question them, they just embrace them. What I'm saying is, before your ass come here from the continent of Africa and hug me and tell me you my brother, did your ancestors sell mine? You understand? Now, if your ancestors sold my ancestors, did you profit from that shit? If you profited from that shit, are you still profiting from it? Oh, shit, yeah, you are still profiting from this, right? You mean you're taking the profits from the sale of my ancestors that was handed down to you and you are investing them in this market? Because that's what's happening. You understand? But if you just tell people just flat out what you up to, right? Then they're going to say, oh, that's self-hatred. We don't want to talk about that.
Can I ask a question?
Sure. Put the mic to him.
So you speaking about the Africans coming here and they may have benefited on our enslavement and us being here, but what about the exploitation that's going on in their towns, in their own cities? You know what I mean? And where they from in Africa by the Asians and by North Americans and by Europeans and everybody else.
So now, you got that spray?
That spray?
that Negro be gone. Psst, Negro be gone. Right? This is my point. This is my point, right? I don't know how many times I have to say this and how many places, right? When I'm talking about my people, right? When I'm talking about my people, Negroes be like, what about them? And what about them? And what about them, right?
Real talk.
But I'm talking about my people. Brother Larry's concerned about his people. You understand? So, I mean, this is like a central theme with me. So now, people be like, well, you know, at least Negroes do. Well, what about them? And what's happening to them? They're victims too. Listen, there's a saying, the enemy of your enemy is your friend. You understand? But the friend of your enemy ain't your enemy. I mean, you know, we could flip shit. What I'm saying is this is some real shit. When we talking about us, family, stop bringing other people into the conversation. Because what you're actually doing is saying, well, you know, we shouldn't actually be helped or be regarded because other people are suffering too. No, them other people don't say, what about you, when they talk about them.
That's right.
You understand?
That's right. Real talk right there, baby. You got to come back for that?
Your turban is too tight. You got a turban with dreadlocks?
Hold on, let him hear. Come over here, because I can't hear you.
So I'm just saying, though, the Africans, they not your people?
Listen.
I got some locks.
Listen. There's no such thing as an African.
So when you say your,
there's no such thing as an African. When I say my people,
real quick. So when you say your people, you mean only black people in North America, or Asiatics, or melanated people?
No, I don't know who the hell you talking about. What the hell? No Asiatic, no melanated. I ain't listen. Realism ism. I don't play games. You know what I'm saying? I don't play with words. I'm talking about my people, and my people know who I'm talking about, because we suffering right here, and we the descendants of shit that happened to us right here. I'm not talking about people who came here from somewhere else. I ain't talking about people who look like us somewhere else. I'm not talking about my cousins next door. I ain't talking about my uncle across the street. I'm talking about my people. You understand? And you have people here who are my people, but they're not my people. You understand? We're not going to exclude black people from this conversation, no matter where they are. But when we talk about my people, see, this is the shit that brothers don't get. This is the game they fall under and how they play themselves. You understand? They lose track of reality in conversation. You understand? You have to be mindful of reality in conversation. Reality in conversation is this. If your ass is in Botswana and you say the phrase, my people, you mean the people in Botswana. Somebody is not from Botswana, and you say, well, what about me? They're going to look at you and say, oh, no, you're a brother too. See, that too means also, which means your ass ain't family. You just look like us. You understand? Now, look, when you got black people in Australia, and they say, my people, they not talking about you. They talking about black people in Australia. In the Philippines, them little people, when they say my people, they don't mean you. They mean them little people in the Philippines, right? Boko Haram in Nigeria. When they say my people, they don't even mean the Christians in Nigeria. They mean the Muslims that's with them. When people say mine, it's personal. Yeah, they're talking about not only the people who look like them, but the people who identify with them, the people who relate to them, the way that they live. I agree. Right? Now, my people, Brother Perry.
Either that or the ones that break bread.
My people, Brother Perry, are the black people from North America, Harlem. Not just Harlem, because my people come from South Carolina. You understand? So I'm claiming Georgia, I'm claiming Florida, I'm claiming Louisiana, I'm claiming all that. I'm claiming North America. But I'm claiming my people. And I'm not being misled or confused, and I'm not allowing other people to confuse people by thinking that I mean anything else. I mean my people. And I'm dead ass serious. And when I say I'm only concerned with my people, look, if it started raining money right now, and you could only catch money for your people, right? I would tell Sinetta to open the trunk of the car. We about to get it. Know what I'm saying? Now, if somebody else had their car open, they wouldn't be by me because they would be trying to get it for theirs. You understand? They wouldn't be trying to get it for yours. When you look at the economic reality on this planet right now, people trying to get it for theirs. When you see black Spanish people getting it, do they come and say, yo, we getting it, come on? Do they offer you a meal?
No.
But what you do see is you see a job where Spanish people are working and then that shit turns Spanish. You see a building where Spanish people are living and then that shit turns Spanish. You see a neighborhood where they work and that shit turns Spanish, right? Because they bringing in people like them so that betters their chance. We're not doing that because we're trying to move into the broader society. We're trying to play this fucking market like the market is for us. We're not trying to play it like we need to take a piece of this shit and work with what we got. You understand? Everybody else takes a piece of this shit and pulls it over to their side. So when you go in neighborhoods, you see Spanish people, you see Italian people, you see Chinese people, you see the Chinatown, the Little Italies. You know what I'm saying?
Hold on. So Brother Perry, what have you learned from Brother Larry, a.k.a. Realism-ism?
I mean, the brother was going in, he was teaching. I've definitely heard a lot of what he said before, but I definitely agree that we need to just be more proactive and
Keep the focus on self.
And focus on our people and build communities like Dr. York. It's nobody that's doing that. Like he said, Mexicans move in somewhere and they turn the whole neighborhood into a Mexican neighborhood.
All right,
no.
All right,
Give thanks, King.
Give me your boo.
Nah, that can't be real.
That's your boo.
That can't be real. That can't be real. I don't even have to look.
Nah, we.
My boo at work.
All right.
All right, for sure.
All right, my brother Larry, good. Thanks for coming through, brother. The people miss you. They've been calling for you. Hey, yo, you let my man off the hook today, though. The Indian brother.
No, he's not an Indian. That's Cherokee True.
Yeah, that's Cherokee.
That's Cherokee True. That's my man. That's my man, Cherokee True.
That's a Cherokee.
Nah, yo, I immortalized you. I immortalized you in the joint that I did. You know that, right?
Hold on. But Larry, before you go, the Cherokees were black people. Those were our people. Why you be sitting on the Cherokees?
No, the Cherokees were not black people. The Cherokees were not our people. The Cherokees own black people, and the black people they own after the United States went in the second gear. After the United States went in the second gear, after the so-called Civil War was ended, right? They went in the second gear. First gear was to put the South in a smash and take the black people from them so they couldn't sell black people, right? Second gear was to step to them Native Americans down there and say, yo, you punk motherfuckers too. Y'all gotta stop the slavery shit and take them blacks and make them blacks part of your tribe. And that's how black people got to be part of the Cherokee tribe. The United States government stepped to the Cherokee Nation and made them take the blacks. Now, a couple of years ago, the Cherokee Nation, emboldened by, I guess, I don't know, some money from a casino or some shit, right? They kicked the blacks out the tribe.
Now, you know, your man is also walking around saying here Cherokee, Brother Shabazz. Not just Shabazz,
Taj Tariq Bey, I think he said Cherokee too.
Right.
Know what I'm saying? There's a Mandingo. No. If there's no such thing as an African, how can the Mandingo be an African? If it's no, listen, true. Listen. Cause this is like one of those musician tricks where I show you my hand like this, and then I do like this, and I show you my hand again, and you see something, right? Look, watch this trick. Catch this on camera, Sanetta. I'ma show him a trick. Look. See that? See that? That's the difference between a Mandingo and an African, right? Look. See that? You don't see nothing, right? See that? You don't see nothing, right? There's no such thing as an African, right? You have people on the continent of Africa, right, that Europeans who don't know their names say African. Once you know their names, you're not supposed to talk like the white people talk. Because the white people don't know, so they don't say shit that makes sense.
So you Mandingo.
Mandingo.
Talking to Mandingo tongue.
True. Listen. True. Listen. I don't speak Mandingo. Right? Listen. I'm not limited to English though. I could have fronted on you, but I don't front. I don't speak Mandingo, but I can learn. Right? Now, that said, You speak Cherokee?
There's no language called Cherokee.
Yes, there is.
Where is it?
What?
No. Speak it. Can you speak
No, but I do. No, but I do.
How do you know?
Because in the law books, wait, time out. I read it myself.
Okay, so
in the law books,
I was some crack.
no. See, listen. What I'm about to say, you don't know what I'm gonna say. See, you gotta listen to what I'm gonna say. See, this is where you get these good Native American brothers at, right? See, what I know that those Native Americans did was at one point they put the bows and arrows down and picked the law books up and went to court against these white people, right? So there's a lot of case law that deals with treaty disputes, right? From the various nations of people that's here, that's on the books. You see on one side of the page, it's English. The other side of the page, it'll be Navajo or Cherokee or Iroquois or something like that. You know what I'm saying? They put the law case in both the languages so the tribal people who didn't really speak English could read that shit and understand what was happening in the case. But they suing. They still suing over land. Right now today, 2015, you got Native American people in federal court still suing white people over treaty disputes. They would own states if they won. They ain't never gonna win. They keep the cases dragging on because they could never rule in their favor.
Larry, before you go, tell me what's the difference between a Native American and a Cherokee or an Indian.
The difference between a Native American, right, is there's no such thing as an Indian because you had a dumbass person who thought his ass was going to India, right? So he said something about this place wasn't true. The people had their own names. Just like on the continent of Africa. I tell you all the time, there's no such thing as Indians. The term India is a misnomer because the people there are Hindu, right? Now, there's no Indians in India. But you can talk to people from India and they'll tell you they're Indian, but that's only because they're speaking English to you and they think that's what you're gonna understand. You know what I mean? It's like somebody from the continent of Africa telling you they're African. They're speaking English to you, so they're telling you something they think you can comprehend. It's just no such thing as an African. They trick us with that. Notice that trick, even though you might think so, you might not think so, but that trick is detrimental. First of all, it don't pair up with reality. When you say we all Africans and then you say, well, Africans kill each other. No. You see, different nations of people go to war and they have problems and sometimes they work that shit out with guns, right? That's not the same people fighting.
So General Butt Naked is not your brother?
Hell no.